I think the big thing is getting the kids unplugged. You know what I mean? And coming out here, you know, a lot of people, I wouldn't call this quite glamping. You know what I mean? We're not plugged in. They don't have their tablets. They're not sitting there watching, you know, TV while we're camping. You know, they're playing in dirt. You got the Tonka trucks, and they're, you know, filling them up and, you know, kind of going old school. And I think that's critical.
Wonder if you dream the way I do.
We're making it.
Today on KnightDriveTV, we get out there and we see the world from a perspective where you can appreciate it. It's about overlanding.
I think he can do it. I think it's going to scare him a little bit, but
yeah. This episode isn't about big budgets or spending a bunch of money. It's about how you can get out there with anything you have. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, a small budget. You just have to have the desire. So the fact is, with the right planning, the right equipment, and the right choices, you can get out there in anything. And that's what we're going to talk about here today on KnightDriveTV. So, you know, ever since moving out west, I think that just being out here, it's a very different experience. You know, I grew up on kind of the eastern part of the country. It's a lot of dense woods. It's swamp in New Orleans and that region where I grew up. And, you know, I knew when I moved out here that, you know, there was just so much to see off of the pavement. You have so many options. And, you know, there's just, the desert gives you something that you just can't get where there's dense forest, and that's just access. And so coming out here, you know, I knew that that's where I wanted to be.
That's pretty crazy. I don't know where he has us now. That's pretty serious. Like, whoa, we gotta be careful getting out of here. No. Seeing that? Dude, that's like what the bad guys and the Duke boys roll down.
Over. They just
the Duke boys like hit a little turn and then they're like, boom, boom, boom.
It was too late. I looked back, you were coming.
Yeah, I can't, man, just look at this. So when you're wondering if this van's capable and you're about to buy this machine off of me and you say $6,000 is too much. Is this worth $6,000 to you?
Here she goes. BLM land is opened for anyone that wants to use it, and just getting out here and having the options that you have with mountain biking, with climbing, you know, with off-roading, it's amazing. And you know, these tools that I try to bring out here, the cameras, the drones, you know, these are things that I try to use to convey, you know, that image, because it's so hard to reproduce what your eyes see. And coming out here and feeling it, smelling it is just, there are limitations in video, but you know, when I come out here, I just feel a deep desire to capture it in the most intimate and incredible way possible. on the next level. It gives you a perspective and allows you to see just in a way that you can't with the human eye. And I always think that video and photo is best captured when it shows you something that you can't see. And you know, I've been working on this for quite some time, and you know, it literally was of components, and this was all built from scratch, and it was an incredible project. I'm glad it's done. It's starting to finally bear fruit for the channel, and I'm really excited about it. You know, initially when Lace and I moved to Las Vegas, you know, we had a van. You get
Some
seashells. It was two-wheel drive. I did a build on it to a point. We were kind of approaching a move from Georgia, and I did a custom roof rack, did some solar, did some lighting. There's some videos about it on the channel, but we got out here and, you know, realizing that while most of this land is something that you can traverse with two-wheel drive and good recovery equipment, I think it was a concern inevitably to just be out there in the middle of it all and not have kind of four-wheel drive for redundancy and just for extra protection. So we did make the decision to go to a four-wheel drive platform.
So going off-roading, you know, I was scared in the beginning. I've done very little in my past with off-roading.
What?
I will not be doing the super rocky area. That's all you.
That's the area you actually have to do.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I'm not equipped for this. So, you know, getting used to the angles and the hills and the rocks, it really just comes into, you know, gaining confidence with what the vehicle's capable of. And this is not my thing.
It's not your thing because you never did it before. Okay. And just, you see a couple big rocks here.
Yeah.
Just watch your left tire as you approach them. Maybe go to the left of them.
Yeah, I see that.
Go this way.
Right?
Yeah. You just gotta... I could shoot video and fly drones and do things while she drives, so you're gonna keep on going, Lace.
You know, the Pathfinder is way more capable than I ever thought possible, and the more you do it, the more you get used to it and you learn it. And you know, if you really read and you know what your vehicle's capable of, start small and just grow, you gain confidence in the vehicle. And you know, I'm going over and through things I was not comfortable with in the beginning, which is now fun. So I do look forward to experiencing more of what the vehicle's capable of.
You know, by chance, about a year after we moved here, a friend of mine, Josh, ended up deciding to relocate his family out to Las Vegas as well. And he coincidentally had also bought a van because it kind of served his needs.
I just thought it was going to be for road trips. What really turned me onto the van is I was down in Panama City, took the family on the first little vacation.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, we're gonna go swimming.
Bye, Mommy.
Are you farting?
No.
Girls, take a picture. I'll get together. That was funny.
And we took the MDX, and when we took the MDX, we saw another family with a big extended van, and man, they just pull out a bunch of stuff. It was just a lot of fun, and just for room, I mean, and comfortability, it's really hard to beat. But I thought I would be kind of limited because of the two-wheel, and then you look into the four-wheel. I mean, it gets expensive with the Quigley and doing custom things. And I yelled out on the walkie when we were coming up through the one path where I felt it bite. And I dug down in, and I didn't think I was going to be able to back out of it. I was.
We got stuck for a second, but I think we're good. I'm going to give it some gas, see if I can get through there.
Josh takes out wildlife.
He did.
Yeah.
But I immediately said traction boards, and I was like, it made me feel good, and I called it out. Didn't end up needing them, but I mean, especially in that sandy terrain.
Despite having two-wheel drive and having essentially the same van, it's been exciting to see what it's capable of. $38 for two.
For two of them, huh?
Yeah.
Worth it, bro.
You can't beat it. They didn't break.
They did the job.
Yep, didn't burn up, didn't break. A little tomato? You need a little snack? And having that safety layer of having another vehicle with you, I think it's just it shows that you know, you can have a lot of different types of vehicles. It doesn't have to be this maxed out, heavily built rig. So what's your thoughts on being stuck?
So this is what
Is this a scary situation?
No, right
it's
there.
like right there.
You said, don't you call Uber?
Yeah.
I'm trying to Uber out of here. Leave Josh stranded.
you do.
You see that, son?
I know it's good. Him back there, they're all like, we're gonna wreck.
They're little children. Get away.
Features from the van to the Pathfinder, that's a tough one, because even they bring two different aspects, and I like that. And you know, I feel like the Pathfinder is a little bit more rugged compared to how the van was, because obviously the van, you have more room, you have the bed, you can make like a little kitchenette. You can kind of do that in a compact way this way. We may not be doing a roof tent right away or even on this vehicle at all, but to be able to have a tent that we can put off the back and go camping, you can still kind of build that little mini kitchenette in the back and still have that ability.
A man in Nevada lived for 2 weeks once, surviving off the grease that was stuck to the sides of his Coleman cooking stove. I think we could survive about 3 weeks.
You know, we have the awnings, we can pull them out. I mean, we have features that the van has. I just think it's a different experience completely.
I've always had a love for late 80s and early 90s Japanese vehicles. The Toyota and Nissan truck platform, even some of the Mitsubishi, some of the vehicles that you don't hear much about. I actually had an Isuzu Trooper some years back that was an awesome vehicle that you don't see very much. I just really like them. And so, you know, I was excited to pick up this this Nissan Pathfinder. It's a 1992. It has limited slip diff in it. It is the most optioned kind of version of that vehicle that you can get. Comes with a rear tire carrier and things like that. So it's a great basis for us. It's very affordable. Coupling it with just some good recovery equipment, traction boards, some very basic camping gear that I'm going to be showing in another video. And you know, just I hope that me and Lace can find the opportunity and get things together so that we can get out and just enjoy everything that this area has to offer. The West is incredible, and it's just something that has to be experienced.
So we're starting off, you know, kind of small, and we're kind of working our way up to see what we're doing. We're kind of in a test phase.
So he's got these 10 plies. These are like E-rated tires.
So there was like 80 pounds of pressure in there.
Mount up! You got your hat and you're over there. Worried because there ain't no pavement. Let's go. Josh is worried.
I heard.
Said nothing to worry about, but I'm looking up there and there looks like some stuff you could slide off of. You never know with Damien.
Comm check. We got no comm check, Lace.
Tells you, don't worry, it's all right, and then he'll have you crapping your pants. So he's waving out the window. He wants to. Come on, you're messing up my first monologue.
I'm trying to get a comm check here.
Comm check 1. Roger. I guess you can't hear
me.
Nope. All right.
All right, he hears us.
So, you know, we have the vehicle and we got the awnings, we got all this stuff. And, you know, we're kind of starting with little day trips.
So I'm staying in two-wheel drive. Some of these are tight, so we're going to see how his van handles this. So I'm staying all two-wheel drive, as I was saying, to just try and get a feel for what he theoretically could be doing. So I don't, you know, lead him too deep, but
I got a pretty big footprint. Oh, jeez. do it up. Woo! Oh man. We're making it. We're making it. We're making it.
So we went up here, and that ain't gonna happen, I don't think. And we went up there last time. I had to get into 4-wheel drive just to get to the top end. It's got snow on it, so we can keep going and see. But the good thing is we got a outroad, and we definitely made it this far. So
Yeah, I mean, I think what's taking the most damage is nature.
We want to be able to work up to, you know, maybe a weekend or even like a couple weeks and really see what we need as we go along and just grow it.
busting out the kitchen.
Oh man. You don't got to go out and buy no fancy $300 set of cookware for taking out camping. Just use the stuff that don't really work well at home no more. Oh, there he is, KnightDriveTV. The chef. Chef, drive, and chill.
You can get some silent B-roll versus talking. Yeah, so it seems like we've had some breakfast, and the only thing we're missing is some plates. But other than that, we think we need to bring a few more things. So we're going to continue to wrap up, and then we're going to hit some more trails, but pretty fun, nice views. I don't know what he's doing over here.
Thought we could use this as a Brillo pad to scrub dishes.
Rammed into that. Oh, close.
What happened? Daddy, what happened?
Being stuck is what happened.
You know, for some reason, you know, as we have evolved and we have tested, Josh, I think, has found a little bit amusing to scare his wife. He makes a comment that I put him into situations that make him very uncomfortable, and then in turn, he takes his wife out for a torture session in the van that we've, you know, on roads that we've taken before that he's now familiar with.
Let's turn the LEDs on.
So they can find our bodies up here.
Come on. You scared?
I'm straight. Oh my gosh. No!
What's up here?
Oh my gosh.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
But I think the point is that everybody has different comfort levels, and as we've pushed, we've seen everybody become more comfortable. And I think that if you or anyone, you know, is in that same situation, you just have to keep pushing yourself and just, you know, learn from others and seek experience and just go slowly. Unfortunately, we learned a tough lesson. We came out, we had tents, we had chairs, we had drums, we had
Tea bags, raviolis, soup, no lighter,
no fire,
no matches.
We suffered from the one thing that kills. We didn't do anything but freeze. That's what
we tried banging some rock. That landscape is just, I mean, serious. I mean, to be able to see the strip and all the lights and everything man-made, then come out here and kind of see God's country. It's kind of, I mean, it's a unique experience.
So interestingly, I had a late 80s Toyota 4Runner some years back. I had BF Goodrich ATs on the truck, and I actually never experimented with tire pressures. I think because of the nature of the soft ground and the way that things were there, it just didn't speak to me with the harshness. When I got out west and I started to experience like the washboard and the gravel and the rocks, it just transmitted through the chassis so much that for the most part I could see why a lot of people generally will just get a very capable vehicle and not realize how much opportunity they're leaving on the table when it comes to tire pressure. So I think that was one of the biggest discoveries we've had.
We're aired down. Last time we aired down to about 45, I think, from a whopping 80 that I had from driving across the country. Now I'm at 30. So we're gonna see what the ride quality's like and see if we can't climb up some hills. All right, we're hitting a little trail we didn't hit before, I don't think. Man, 30 pounds of air is a lot smoother than what it was with 40, for sure.
I think it's very important that people just understand you can get a lot more out of it, literally any vehicle, with just working with the tire pressures and making your tires do the best that they can with the conditions. Yeah, so the ride quality difference just going from like a 38 PSI to 25 is pretty incredible on things that have like a kind of a washboard type of feel to it. So that's a big discovery in itself. Wouldn't you say? Much more comfortable?
Yeah, big time. You can tell a huge difference.
So, you know, I often joke that KnightDriveTV is sponsored by mainland China. As time evolves, I mean, we definitely want to seek out the higher end parts and things like that. But for now, that's what we get. And so it was pretty surprising when we first got out there with Josh's lighting. For some reason out here, I've really found an attraction to off-roading at night. And I think that the lights really makes a difference. It's very intriguing.
We're never behind you. This is kind of cool looking. So wherever you are, if you live around an area that just gives you the opportunity to experience something like this, it's kind of a loss if you don't take advantage of it, because it's just what you can see or experience is just so worth getting out there and, you know, just get into it. You can't pass it up.
So guys, I want to thank you for clicking on this video. If you've made it to the end, I appreciate it. I put, strangely, a lot of work into this video. It just took me a while to put together. As you know, I kind of love on-road, but off-road in Vegas just presents a great opportunity out here to do a lot of off-roading. But I do have a big update coming with the Corvette. It's been down and I got extremely sick, so I've been trying to catch up on everything. A lot of parts that I've gotten in that I'm going to be doing here shortly, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on the Pathfinder, adding lighting, some of the equipment that we have, and I'm going to try and stack those up and catch back up because I've kind of been out of it for about a month. So thank you for watching, guys. Throw me a subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. I really seek to put a lot more quality into everything. It costs me time, but I hope you enjoyed some of that FPV drone footage. I'm going to be doing a lot more of that as well, some real interesting things. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. Throw me a comment down there if you know, there's anything you think you can add that maybe we can learn from or you can refer us to, and keep watching. Thanks. See you on the next one.